Um, what about like, all right, how do you assemble your ideas if not like the process I've just outlined where I'm just like sitting there listening to music and assembling my ideas? What sort of meditative, what sort of stimming activity do you do to like assemble your ideas?
Oh, well, I don't know. They just like come to me, and if I don't, draw them, then I forget them. So, like, for my last cartoon, Springtime for Victor, I had a lot more visual, like mental ideas than anything. Like, I didn't even know what the story was, but I already just like started animating it because some things were visually really clear.
Sure. Like, yeah. I mean, the story. People care way too much about that. Wouldn't you say?
I guess so. The story isn't the most important thing compared to like the way you tell it, the execution of it. Because like, let's face it, there's only a few plots, right?
Yeah, and yeah. If you're gonna overemphasize that, you're not gonna be able to say anything unique. But you can say things. You can say a lot of unique things outside of the story.
Yeah.
Or as as texture to the story. Yeah. A story always forms out of what I see aesthetically that sounds right to me. That seems right to me. Like it comes together in my mind, and I don't ask myself, but what's the story here? I ask myself, but what moves this? Does this story move? And if it does, then what else do you need? People are going to be hooked, right? Like you want to get people on board, and then you want them to follow your lead. And
right.
You don't need to do that with a plot. A plot is useful for explaining to people why they should check it out to begin with, I guess. But because like nobody can ever describe the kind of story I like very well. They'll say, it's like really heartfelt and you should just check it out. Don't listen to me, just check it out. Like that's how it's always fucking described.
Yeah.
Whereas like, when you have an actual story, you can tell people where the characters go and what they're doing and, all this other stuff. Whereas like, the sort of games I make are I think often called walking simulators. Like if you're not performing the basic actions of, I don't know, destruction or running, then all you can do is walk.